Everyday superpower. We talk body language, relationships, game, everything in between. All right. This is a good one. This is a good one. When in a relationship, or even when you're trying to find yourself in a relationship, you must unapologetically, clearly engage with other women. Well, world tells you, nah, you can't do that. Society says, nah, you can't do that. You can't do that. The women will say, oh my God, I love a man who's just so committed to me and blah, blah, blah. It doesn't work. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. They're lying to you. The wool has been pulled over your eyes. If you're somebody of value or somebody of perceived value, which is what your woman wants, your woman doesn't want to be with an idiot. Your woman doesn't want to be with an ugly nobody who nobody acknowledges, who is invisible to the world. Your woman doesn't want that. She doesn't want that. She craves a man who is of value. Of course, it's within her biology. So, it's natural that other women may approach you. Yes? You may have had a few relationships prior to this relationship. And you can respectfully be exclusive, if that's the right term to use. Hey, we don't do cheating over here. I believe in honest men. I believe in honest men who don't cheat. They don't go around no one's backs. Because if you can cheat on your missus who loves you so much, me as your simple friend, you're probably going to do me dirty as well. You see what I mean? So, not only that, but you're guided by the spirit of lust, which is a problematic situation, you know? You need to be honest when she says, who's that? Oh, I had a thing with her back in the day. Blah, blah, blah. I had a friend, yeah? He was lying in bed with his girlfriend. It was his birthday. A girl he had a fling with in the past texted him happy birthday. She goes, who's that? He goes, oh, I don't know. Blah, blah, blah. Right? He had a thing with her. He felt in order to keep the peace, he couldn't just say it was who it was. This girl, some of them are like flipping the text. If you lie to her and she knows you're a liar, if you're bullshitized, she will be a detective and she will work you out and find you out and disrespect you and not respect you. Okay? Full stop. End of conversation in that regards. She found out that this woman who texted him was an ex-fling of his. Now he's perceived as a liar. Now she can't trust him. Now she knows she has a get-out-of-jail-free card to go behind his back with somebody who's just a friend, and on and on and on. Don't shoot yourself in the foot. I've been out and about, been in a relatively long-term relationship compared to some. A woman's come up to me. Oh, you look like, what was it? You look like an actor and all this and that. Coming on strong. I said, oh, yeah. My missus at the time comes back from the bar with a couple of drinks. I said, tell her what you just said. If anything, I emphasise it and blow it up out of proportion. Here you go, love. I am attractive. You best work hard for me because I'm committed to you. I'm not leaving you. I'm respectful to you. I look after you. I provide for you. I protect you. But don't think there's no chance I can't walk away the moment you go out of your way to disrespect me. You go out of your way to argue with me. You go out of your way to be somebody less than you should do in my presence. This is psychology. And as a man, you must not be naive and think that she can't do the same thing. If anything, she gets it 20, 100 million times fold. She's a woman. The men pursue the women, right? Generally. It shouldn't be the case, but in this society, that's what happens. So all these men popping up and all this, that, you don't know about any of them. You don't know about the men who pop up in the DMs. You don't know about the men who make comments to her in the gym. You don't know about these men. But the bottom line is, You're aware of it and you're not hurt by it, and you're so secure in yourself that it doesn't matter, because you know she won't do you wrong, because she knows who you are and she perceives you as somebody who isn't worth losing. Women have got this inbuilt biological impulse that some call competition anxiety, right? There was a scientific study where a bunch of women end up going and getting their hair cut from a hairdresser. And the more beautiful that woman was, the more that hairdresser recommended they had their hair cut shorter and shorter and shorter. Because there's an inbuilt competition anxiety in order to rid of anybody who may be perceived as more beautiful or attractive as me. Because you're taking the potential of me living a better life through the resources of a valuable man out of the market by being so beautiful. Yeah? Call it jealousy. It's a thing. Women will slut shame. They'll talk about, oh, don't slut shame us. Women do it the most. If a woman perceives another woman as a threat, and she knows she slept with one person, she's going to weaponize the hell out of that and make that woman seem like she is of lesser character than her. Yeah? In a dynamic manner. So, when you make it clear and you are honest that, and I say honest, you don't make it up. You should get to a position where all of this comes honestly. Yeah. Don't say that women love you when they don't. Don't say that you got approached, in the supermarket when you're having a cup of coffee and your biscuits when that didn't happen. Because your missus is going to see that you're lying first and foremost, and then like the other guy, not trust you and use that as an excuse to lie to you in mirror image. But she is going to see you of lesser standard because you're not a principled man, because you have to bullshit to your missus, and she's going to think, why are you lying about that? And it's going to produce the opposite effect. She's going to think, you're not cool enough for that to happen. You're not good looking enough for that to happen. You don't have the quality in yourself for that to happen. That's why you lied about it. And so your attempt at being cool has actually backfired, and she now perceives you as lesser than you did before. Lesser than she did before. Whereas if it genuinely did happen, you won't believe it. It don't happen often. But some girl came up to me and complimented me on this shirt earlier, Just say a little bit tongue-in-cheek, have a laugh about it. Understand that she's probably going to be a little bit wound up, but you're not going to argue about it. She is a woman who is in pocket, isn't going to argue with you for it. She's going to be like, oh, she didn't, did she? What you want about? Blah, 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 blah. And you're not going to take the bait and escalate, or should I say, devolve the communication into a low frequency space of anger and miscommunication and aggression. You're not going to do that. That's what we don't do. That we don't engage in those over emotional arguments no more. We're grown men. Yeah. She's going to understand that you're valued. She's going to understand that she has a valuable man. So it's not a position of, it's kind of mad. Because some people say, oh, cook and all this and that. Oh, blah, 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 blah. I feel like there's an awkward relationship between how we portray this in the other realm. So, a man will be protective of his partner and say, no man can look at you, no man can engage with you, no man can talk to you, blah, 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 blah. Right? From a position of insecurity and discomfort. From there comes a position of acceptance. Well, I guess people do that. I just don't want to hear about it. You don't have to blag me about it. I'll accept it. I'll let it happen, blah, blah, blah. And then moving onwards, that man might evolve into a position where he actually enjoys the experience of men appreciating what they can't have, but you have, because it solidifies the idea that you are with somebody of beauty and of value. Somebody said that the only thing that should explain a man's wealth is the woman by his side. Not the material possession, no flashiness, quite simply the woman by his side. So if you're amazed by the woman with me, if you're interested, sexually charged with the woman with me, you try with the woman when I'm not around, maybe instead of perceiving it as a cooked thing and, oh, how can you allow other men to try with your girlfriend and that? How about you just think, yeah, they can look but they can't touch. That's like a unaffordable Rolex. That's an Audemars. Yeah? They can look through the window at it and enjoy the bezel and the glizzle. And they glisten. But they can't afford that. They can't keep up with that. That's already under my possession. And the moment she comes to you and starts gassing you up, saying, oh, so-and-so did this and that, you just say, oh, yeah, it's no surprise. I'm a realist. The moment I'm in a relationship with you, I don't cast a bubble on you, blocking out the outside world. Of course people are going to look at you. Of course men are going to talk to you and try it on with you. If anything, I take that as a compliment to me. So, that woman perceives the value in that manner. Because men are more likely to go up and engage with that woman because what have they got to lose as far as a survival mechanism is concerned? And they're more enticed by looks in relation to the woman, who is more enticed by other, particular qualities and external forces. So those men are going to approach more. Those women are going to approach the men less. But the fact that women are approaching you and you're not approaching them is going to speak to her, your partner, that you are a man of value. What more needs to be said, people? What more needs to be said? On that note, I'm signing out. Peace.